to another TVRM coaches and descriptions video, coaches and rolling stock descriptions video. So for today's video, we're only going to be doing a car that I think I've rode like one time, and it's also from the Southern Railway. This is Southern Railway number 1037, or coach 1037, I should say. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so this 52-seat heavyweight coach was built in 1911 by the Pullman Company for the Southern Railway. It was originally built as a sleeping car before being rebuilt in 1954 to its present configuration as a coach. The car was restored to operating condition in 2005. The 1037 is the oldest passenger car on TVRM's active roster. How old is it? Well, it was built in 1911, so let's just learn more. So, the Pullman Company built what would ultimately become a 52-seat heavyweight coach, 1037. In 1911, the sleeping car Hazen. The Hazen was a planned 2585 sleeping car, denoting it featured 10 open section sofas that folded into an upper and lower berth, acting to bunk beds at night with curtains for privacy, 2 private compartments, and 1 large private drawing room, which featured a sofa, its own section, and private toilet annex. The Hazen was part of Pullman's Lot 3952, entering service in December of 1911 as an early steel car. To put this in perspective, Pullman's first all-steel sleeping car was only placed in service in 1907, and the first production 12-1 car in 1910. The car was sold by Pullman to the Southern Railway in 1948 as part of the Pullman divestiture, who then leased the car back to Pullman. Post-war new lightweight cars were being delivered, leading to the retirement of older section cars such as the Hazen. It was removed from Pullman's pool on the 29th of April 1953. Southern Railway began the program of rebuilding older heavyweight coaches in the Haynes shops in Spartanburg, South Carolina in 1940, featuring the museum's Coach 1000, who we did a video on yesterday, and expanded that rebuilding to additional coaches in 1947 and 1948, and forming Pullman Company's sleeping and lounge cars in the early 1950s. The Hazen was rebuilt in 1954 as a 52-seat coach with all welded-sized larger sealed windows and a streamlined turtleback roof, an arched roof designed to cover up the original and by then dated clerestory roof. The frame truck's wheels remained original to Pullman service. 1037's 1911 trucks were replaced in 1943. The goal of the rebuilds was to create cars that internally offered the same service as Southern Railway's new lightweight cars. One can see this when viewing 1037 and Southern Railway 832 at the museum. By the 1960s, with the falling passenger numbers, 1037 and many other 1030s were no longer were retired, and 1037 was destined for maintenance of way service on the Chattanooga Wreck Train. Azimuth 960418, accompanying the large steam derrick. The work master in charge of the train, however, wanted a coach with a vestibule at either end, something that 1037 did not have. One end having been sealed up into what is known as a blind end in 1954. The Tennessee Valley Railroad Museum, former Southern Railway partition coach 1208, which featured similar appointment to 1037, other than having a central partition and a toilet and a double vestibules. A trade was arranged for the 1208 in exchange for 1037, and with this, the 1037 came to the museum, and 1208 entered the wreck train service upon arrival at the museum. 1037 may have seen limited service with its original mechanical air conditioning system and 32-volt direct current axle generator, but was shortly placed in storage. As years passed, 1037 was removed from storage and restored to operating condition in 2005, complete with the Southern Railway exterior and interior, albeit with pre-1940s Roman lettering in gold rather than block lettering. The restored car has seen operation on many of the museum's trips for those on the Hiwassee River Scenic Railroad, out of Delano, the Missionary Ridge Local, and those over the Chattooga and Chickamauga Railway. The 1037 remains in operation as TVRM's oldest active passenger car, even if it cosmetically appears as it did 4 decades later. Wow, that's a lot of information from 1037. Now, I have ridden this car once. It was back in... Oh, sorry about that. I don't know why, but I'm back on now. Anyway, that is a lot of information about 1037. And like I said before, I have ridden this car before. It was in Railfest of 2013, I think. Yeah, it was Railfest 2013. Or 2011. So, yeah. And I remember sitting in the car with the picture of 610 coming around the Y. And yeah, so this is what the interior looks like. So, for the specifications, the car type is Southern Railway 1037, and the car type is coach. Or let me rephrase that. The car is Southern Railway 1037, the car type is coach. Operators of the Southern Railway and the Tennessee Valley Railroad Museum. The builder is the Pullman Company. The date built is 1911. The number of seats it has is 52, as seen right here. The paint scheme is Pullman green, and it is lettered Southern, as seen right here. And the status as of now is operational, and you can see the 1037 at the Tennessee Valley Railroad Museum. It used to be on the Hiwassee River Rail Adventures. Yeah, so anyway, hope y'all have enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, comment, hit the bell for notifications of new videos, and subscribe. Thank you all again for watching, and I will see y'all in the next video. And we are now just 4 days away until Day Out with Thomas, so stay tuned for that.